Here, this verse is saying that the subtle body is an upādhi for ātmā. There's an English definition for upādhi. The definition that's often given is conditioning adjunct. So what is conditioning adjunct? That which causes something to appear as other than what it truly is. I'll say that again. An upādhi, a conditioning adjunct, is that which causes something to appear as other than what it truly is. And I'll give you my favorite example. Many of you have seen my orange crystal. See my orange crystal? It's not orange. But what do you experience? You experience an orange crystal. It's clear. But you experience an orange crystal. Why? There is something making the crystal appear as other than what it truly is. It truly is a clear crystal. It appears as other than what it truly is due to the presence of an upādhi, conditioning adjunct. What is the conditioning adjunct? What is the upādhi? Orange cloth. Notice, because of the proximity, that word proximity here is key. Because if I hold it far away, the upādhi has no effect. Only when something is in the proximity of an upādhi, it can appear as other than what it truly is. Now, this is a principle of upādhi. This is absolutely crucial in Vedānta. In spite of your experience, the crystal is clear. You got that? By the way, what does that tell us about our experience? You experience an orange crystal. It's not an orange crystal. Experience is misleading. This is really important. Experience is misleading. You experience an orange crystal, it's not orange. Why? Due to upādhi. And due to the proximity of the upādhi, conditioning adjunct, the crystal appears as other than what it is. Now, the sukshma sharira is an upādhi for ātmā, due to ignorance. Due to ignorance of the clearness of the crystal, you could conclude wrongly that it is an orange crystal. Let's just focus on one element of the subtle body. The subtle body in general is an upādhi for ātmā. Let's just take emotions in particular. When sadness is in your mind, that sadness is known to you. You are the conscious being by whom the sadness is known. But that doesn't really describe your experience, does it? There's something odd that goes on. When sadness is present in your mind and somebody asks you, how are you feeling? Do you say, I'm fine, but there's sadness in my mind? You don't say that. You say, I am sad, or better yet, I feel sad. That describes your experience. I feel sad. But our prior analysis shows that you're the observer of the sadness. If you're the observer of the sadness, then the sadness is outside. You are unaffected by the sadness, but that's not our experience. I feel sad. And what's happening is the conscious being that you are and sadness. What is the distance between the two? The distance between sadness and the conscious being which you are. There's no distance, right? They're absolutely connected. So if there's no distance, means there's proximity between sadness and the conscious being that you are. If there's such proximity, there's a possibility that sadness, let me say, your mind is an upādhi for the conscious being that you are. And we'll end the class with this one. Give me a few minutes to unfold this. This is so important. Your mind is an upādhi for you, the conscious being. And here's how it works. First of all, proximity. The distance between mind and consciousness, no distance. Absolutely close proximity. Notice in this example of the cloth that the orangeness which belongs to the cloth appears in the clear crystal. And you experience it in the clear crystal, even though there's no trace of orangeness in the crystal. You agree, right? There's no trace of orangeness in the crystal, yet you experience an orange crystal in the same way. Due to the proximity of mind and the conscious being that you are, just as the orangeness of the cloth appears in the crystal, which is colorless, in the same way, the sadness of your mind, orangeness of the cloth, sadness of your mind. The sadness of your mind appears to color the consciousness which is you, the consciousness which is really clear in a sense of not tainted whatsoever by sadness. This is such an important understanding. You know that there's not a trace of orangeness in the crystal in spite of your experience. Apply that now. When sadness is present in your mind, you feel sad in the same way that the crystal appears orange. But just as there's not even a trace or hint of orangeness in the crystal, in the same way, when sadness is present in your mind, that sadness belongs to your mind, that sadness doesn't taint your consciousness. Your consciousness is utterly unaffected by the sadness. Now that may seem counterintuitive. How can my consciousness be unaffected by sadness? How can the crystal be unaffected by the orange? It is. The crystal is absolutely unaffected by the orangeness. Your consciousness is absolutely unaffected by the sadness. But due to ignorance, suppose you don't know anything about crystals. You say it's an orange crystal. Suppose you don't know anything about mind. You don't know anything about your true nature as a conscious being. Due to that ignorance, definitely you're going to take that sadness as affecting you. The opposite is also true. If you know what a crystal is, and if you know how a crystal can be affected by the cloth, then you won't be fooled by the experience. In the same way, if you know the nature of your mind, if you know the nature of sadness, if you know the nature of consciousness, you won't be fooled. It'll be so obvious that sadness is present in your mind, and you, the conscious being, are utterly unaffected by that sadness. This is some of the very powerful and useful teachings of Vedānta that we see.